I really don't know what I'm gonna do, but you can see it got pushed really far back right here.
Ow, that was really hot! Why did I not think that was gonna be hot? Welcome back to Lefty's Fabrication, everybody. I am very excited for today's episode because I have some serious damage to my race car because of this particular incident. And because of this particular incident. Because of those, it has become necessary to fix some things on the race car. Obviously, within Trash Car, there is constant damage acquired on every car, every single race. And I've only been through 3 races so far this year, and it's been a lot more damage than I thought there would be. So before the next race happens, next weekend from now on August 10th, I believe, there is something I wanted to ask y'all about. The last quite a few videos that I've made have all been videos about my races. And the very last one has not done well at all. So this is where I'm asking y'all to leave a comment. This is genuine. Do you want to see more race videos? There's 4 more races this year, and I would like to film all of them if y'all are interested. But if no one's interested, I'm going to go do them anyway because I love Trash Car Racing. But I want to know what y'all's opinion is. Do you like the race videos? Do you want me to not do quite so many? I would like to do other things on this channel. There's tons of other stuff around here to do. I can't afford it at the moment, so I'm just filming the things that I'm already up to. Trash car racing is something that I'm very into. I love the sport very much. But I also don't want to flood my channel full of videos that no one's going to watch. So if y'all could leave a comment down below, tell me what you think about the racing videos if you've seen them. If not, I'll leave either a link in the description or a little one of those thingies in one of the corners. I can't remember which one it is from the view on my screen. I do greatly appreciate you all who watch my videos. I promise that this is not all that's going to be about for the rest of time and eternity. I will move on to other things, but this is just what I'm doing right now. So thank you very much. Please do leave a comment. I greatly appreciate it. If you've seen my last video, I already went over all the damage and all sorts of stuff that I need to fix, but I'll do a quick overview of it right now for those of you who haven't seen it. So that first clip was in the very first race of the year where I got that particular piece of damage, which was honestly my fault. I probably could have stopped and not hit him nearly as hard as I did. Sorry, AJ. The next one I didn't really think about because I was just, tunnel vision in the moment, and that crunched the fender in, crushed some wiring, and pushed the core support back. So now I cannot open the hood. You can see what I'm talking about. I crushed in this part of the front rub rail bumper crash bar thing. This is what it used to look like. Nice and straight, really, really far away from everything. Kept everything safe. I hit AJ a little bit too hard. Sorry, dude. And that left things wide open for this to happen. It pushed the fender in and over. It crinkled the hood. It pushed the core support way far back. So now that the hood pin is on an angle, I cannot open the hood. And because the fender is crossing over the hood, I also can't open it. So I need to fix this and this before the next race. It doesn't seem like that much work, but it is going to take me quite a while, and I only have a couple days to do it. So basically the plan for today is to get as far as possible. I really want to cut this pipe back here, get all that out of the way, and see if I can work out a way to get the hood open so I can look at the internal damage. I want to keep this bend if at all possible. So if I can cut the tubing off where it's still good and cut about here somewhere, I might be able to pull this piece back out to where it used to be. I don't know yet, but I'm going to try. Well, that's a bummer. Sawzall! Ah, is it gonna get stuck? Yes. No! Oh, okay. Now what? Okay, my next problem is that this piece of tubing is not only bent, but it's crushed all the way down to here. I don't really want to cut the whole thing off. I would rather leave some of it there, but I also don't want to have to try and get this piece of tubing round again to fit another piece of tubing into it. If that makes any sense. Does it? Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna cut it off here for now, and then we'll come up with something else. No, I broke the blade! No! That's unfortunate. It's always difficult working on pieces of metal that are already welded together and obviously under tension. As soon as you start to release any of that, things like this happen. Finally! Okay, here's what I've come up with. I realize that it's probably completely idiotic to do it this way, but it's what I have to work with. So I've taken this tow strap, put both hooks inside of this piece of tubing, put a big old chain on there for a weight just in case these hooks come flying out of there. They don't go really far. They should just drop and not hit my DeSoto. Cross my fingers. I have my come along hooked up with a D-ring because I'm not a Neanderthal and I don't want to ruin my tow strap. That is hooked up to the big old pipe over there, which is cemented in the ground, and that hopefully will pull the tube straight instead of just pulling the car forward. It should. Do I know if it will? Absolutely not. This is all an experiment. Seriously, don't try this at home. This is really idiotic, but it is honestly the only way I can think of to do this right now. There is a chance that I could hurt myself, so I'm going to stand on that side of everything. Complete side note, has nothing to do with what I'm doing. It is so hot in here. I need AC so bad. I feel like I'm going to die. I am sweating bullets. Oh, I'm probably on the verge of heat stroke. I need water. I've decided to film the whole process just in case things go poorly. Just know that I appreciate you all. No open casket, please. Whew, that's scary. Hey, I think it worked. A little bit too well. Dang it! Pulled it out just a smidge too far. I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. That's okay. I'd rather have this problem than the other problem. I'll fix it. The next issue I need to address is this dent right here. It goes all the way down to the bottom of that rust right there, and it's pretty substantial. All that needs to come out because to add a new piece of tubing right here, I need to put a sleeve inside of this to make it structurally sound. Because if I just weld a new piece onto here, it's just going to break right off, and I'd rather not have that happen during the middle of a race. So what I'm going to do is cut from the top here all the way down to the bottom of the dent and see if I can pull it out with a pry bar. Just enough so I can pound a sleeve inside of there. I am sure at a later point in time I'm going to say that it seemed like a good idea at the time. But right now it seems like the only good idea. Patience is a virtue. Can't do this with my gloves on. Move the camera. Sorry. My next task is to try and get this sleeve inside of there, which is very not round still. So I'm hoping that because I have it cut on a miter, I can just shove it in there and it will kind of, you know, wedge itself down in and we can call it good. This is the best plan I have. It's probably not a great one, but this is the plan I have. Sure! That was a lot easier than I thought. It's also a lot more crooked than I thought it would be. Now that I've got that in there, I think I'm going to switch tasks and try and get this fender and hood situation figured out a little bit. While I have this space open, it'll be a lot easier to get tools and whatnot through here. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is try and get the fender out of the way of the hood and get the hood flattened out. When you're doing body work, you need to really be careful because you can definitely overwork a panel and then it just takes you into a whole different realm of hurt. Because it's really hard to get back out what you put in. So I'm going to be extremely gentle on this fender because, well, I would rather it look good now. Basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to be as gentle as possible on this fender. I want it to look good. Okay, I'm lying. Fixed. Well, I got the fender issue figured out. It's no longer in the way of the hood, which is good enough for me. I don't care about fixing any of that. I did not also realize how much mud had packed up underneath the fender, so when I smacked it, all that came down and into my shoe. Mostly that one. But it's fine. I'll just have a gritty sock for the next little while. I want to straighten out the hood next, but I can't really because the core support is pushed so far back, the pin is tipped forward, and if I try and flatten out the hood any, it'll make the pin even tighter than it already is. And I cannot get this pin, this spring pin, off of here. It is so tight on there. I don't know how I'm going to get it off. There's nowhere to hook underneath to pull anything forward. I really don't know what I'm going to do, but you can see it got pushed really far back right here. I don't know what would have gone up inside the hood like this to do this damage, but I did also notice that these wires right here got pinched. There's actually one that got cut completely. I don't know if it's for anything important, but the car is acting normal, so I'm not going to do anything about it. I've been staring at this thing for quite a while, and I cannot for the life of me decide what the best way to repair this would be. So I said, why not? So I did this. I hooked my strap up to my hood pin. There was just barely enough room to get one hook on it. I'm going to try pulling on that and see if it straightens out the core support enough that I can at least get the hood open. And then hopefully I can do something a little bit more about straightening it back out. But let's cross our fingers. Maybe this will do something. Maybe it'll totally ruin it. I have no idea. Well, that's better than it was. Whoa, I'm really zoomed in. Sorry. Can I get the hood pin out? Nope. Well, the name of the game here is to get this hood open, and this little spring pin is basically the only thing keeping me from doing that. So I've left tension on my toe strap, holding the core support forward. I'm hoping that'll give me just enough that I can weasel this thing out of here. Wow, why did I grab the biggest pry bar I have to do this with? Okay. That seemed like it was going to be way more dramatic than it actually was. Please open. Ow! Do you ever do something dumb and immediately regret it? That's me right now. Well, I still got all my digits and none of that red water's coming out, so I think I'm okay. But, The core support's a lot worse than I thought it would be. Honestly, I think the hood pin going through the hood was holding it where it was before. It's definitely worse than it looked before. First of all, look at the giant hole that got ripped in the hood. That's where the hole's supposed to be. Or no, that's where the hole's that's where the pin's supposed to be, I think. Was it there? No, it was supposed to be right there. And then now there's, you know, a whole finger length rip in my hood. And then there's this. It's kind of hard to see. No, that displays it pretty well. So, here's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it looks like. I don't know. For the life of me, I have no idea how that happened. I really don't. It looks like there's scratches right here on the core support. So somehow something snuck all the way in there and poked that aggressively. The only plan I've been able to come up with is to try the come along again. Other than that, I literally have no idea how I'm gonna fix this. I really don't. I have to have it though. I do. Gotta have something holding my hood down. And I'd prefer to do hood pins way over chaining the hood down, which is another option. But yeah, I really don't want to do that. Mostly because the hood is aluminum, and if I chain it down, the chain's just gonna rip right through the aluminum. I know it is. Mercy me. That wasn't quite the outcome I was expecting. It's better, not great. I apologize for the highway noise. We live fairly close to a highway, and I had to open one of my garage doors in here. It is so hot. Yeah, let's put the hood down, see what that looks like. Oh, that might not be so bad. That might not be too bad. Looks like I might be able to just grab this sucker and peel it back a little bit. We might be there. Or I could just push on it. It's not really what I want it to do. Just turn. Oh, too far. How's that look? Well, it still needs to... The core support still needs to come out quite a ways. There's not a whole lot of structure in here. I mean, a lot of this is plastic. Basically, the top piece of the core support is steel, it looks like, but the rest of it's plastic. And so I need to pull this out another 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch to get it to line up with the hole in the hood. If I haven't mentioned it already, don't try that at home. That was really dumb and dangerous. I haven't said that yet, have I? I don't know who I'm talking to. There's nobody here. I'm by myself. Good enough. I can open it. I can close it. Next up on the agenda is replacing this corner. Luckily for me, I already had 2 of these bends. I think they were off the back end of the car and I decided not to use them, or they were off the front. I don't really remember, but they're both the correct angle to replace this. The problem is that they are both a little bit too short, so I'm going to pick one that fits better, and then I'm going to have to just make a little piece to go right in here somewhere, because why make another thing that's just going to get smashed up when I can just cut a little tiny thing and do the thing and the stuff? Make sense? Clear as mud? Beautiful. I don't know why I cut them differently so much. I had probably had too many cold snacks. But I believe that this one is not going to work. I'm correct. Because I'm smart. And I'm going to use this one, I think. And I just have to make a little tiny filler piece for back here. That'll be good enough. I'm going to sleeve all my weld connections anyway because that is the right thing to do. And it makes me feel better. Perfect. Ah!
Are you okay? It's fine.
Oh no! Apparently I didn't cut back far enough. This tube is a little bit squished, so it doesn't want to let this sleeve slide into it. I wonder if I just like... Okay, that'll work. To make this bend work, I'm actually going to have to cut off just a smidge, I think. It's hard to know exactly how much to cut off to make this work. So I'm going to guess. Yep. Wow, I didn't gut that square at all! It's fine, it's a trash car. Finally, after like 20 some odd years of welding, I finally bought myself a welding shirt. And I will be honest, it's way too big. It's huge. This is the smallest size that Cal Ranch had. So I guess I'm just gonna roll with it, but it's better than burning my skin and ruining my tattoos. So, we'll see how it goes. It's currently 95 degrees in here. And now I have 2 shirts on. What am I doing? Okay, is it gonna fit? Ow, that was really hot! Why did I not think that was gonna be hot? Anyway. Nope, that's not gonna fit. Of course not. Why would it fit? That would make way too much sense. Come on. Ha 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 ha! Beautiful. Not beautiful. That didn't go as planned. Hold please. If at first you don't succeed, make it fit. With a corner piece like this one, once you get the sleeve slid into one side, there's no way to get a sleeve into this joint, but I have a secret. What you do is you take your sleeve and you cut little tiny slots into one little side of it. Stick this all the way into one of the 2 pieces. As you can see now, I've got my 2 pieces aligned and I've got my sleeve inside with the notches facing up where I can get to them inside of the notch in this piece of tube. Now you just grab a small chisel that's obviously broken, or a punch that you don't care about, and a hammer that's way, way too small for the job, and you go wham, 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 until it's exactly where you want it. And almost every time I've tried this, it's worked 60% of those times. It usually does work. Hence the 60%. Genius! There it goes. Ta-da! Alright, I've got this part all welded out. It's nice and solid. Sure enough, I haven't tried it because it's extremely hot, so I'm not going to touch it. But now I just need to make the new piece that goes right here. Obviously, I'm pretty far off. So I'm just going to cut the right length and just, you know, put it on a little bit of an angle. Is it going to matter? No! Because it's going to be smashed at some point anyway. So, I don't really care. It'll be fine. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix this debacle first so that the sleeve doesn't move when I try and pound that piece of tubing on. Ow! Oh wow, that's not even close to round. As I suspected. Just gonna have to beat it into submission. Ha! 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 I did it. Wow, that looks terrible. Ignore that. Well, there we have it. The front end's all fixed up. It was honestly a lot less work than I thought it was going to be. I did cheat a little bit because I did already have that piece of tubing pre-bent. It was not my plan. It just happened to be a leftover from the original build of the car, but it came in handy. I'm super glad that I had that, even though I could have really just bent one. It would have taken me 5 minutes. But it was nice to have. That's all put back together. I can't decide if I want to paint it or not, because honestly, it's just going to end up looking like the rest of it, all beat up and rusty and whatever. I'll probably end up painting it because I'm very picky. Casual mode, engaged. It was a little bit too hot in here for pants. And now that I'm done welding, I figured there's really no reason to have pants on. It sounded different than how I wanted it to sound. Anyway, I'm giving in. I need to paint it. I don't know. Ugh. Itchy. I don't know why I have the character flaws I have. But for some reason, I can't just leave that, even though I know it's going to get squished in the future. And hopefully I have enough paint left. This is my last can. The paint job looks extremely subpar, but so does the rest of everything. It actually looks too good right there, right now. Give it 2 laps. It'll look exactly the same as everything else. And I had totally forgotten, but Sharpie comes right through spray paint. Did you know that? I forgot. It is now the night before the race. So that means all we have left to do is grab a bunch of tools, load the car up on the trailer, and get out of here in the morning. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Again, please comment what you think about my racing videos. Are you guys getting tired of them? Do you like them? Do you want more? I am going to be filming the race tomorrow, and I am going to be making a video on it. But this video will come out before then, obviously, and I want y'all's opinion. So please let me know down in the comments. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much.